You're listening to The Shift Show. And in this episode, I'm going to be talking about the power of evergreen sales. By the end of this episode, I'm going to share with you 10 reasons why you should actually start using and setting up evergreen sales in your business right now. So let's get into it. Well, first, evergreen sales is one of my favorite, and you know this if you've been listening to the podcast for a while, it's one of my favorite things to talk about. And the reason why is because evergreen sales actually opened up so much opportunity for us. And this will be my first reason, but let me backtrack first, because we do get this question. What is an evergreen sale? Well, there's a lot of kind of preconceived notions that come along with evergreen sales, but I'm going to share our definition of evergreen sales, because the old definition was kind of just having this automated funnel that you could just have on your website or run ads to, and people would buy, and it would be so passive, and everything was great, and the money was just coming in. Now, with our evergreen system, the money comes in, and yes, everything's great, but there is a huge human element and human component. So for us, evergreen sales really just means that you have something to sell all of the time that gets your clients a really great result and has a really great experience. So it's a win for you because you're making money every week, and it's a win for them because they can get help at any time and they don't have to wait. So why are evergreen sales so powerful? Well, because going into this is the now, is that we are in this age where people, when they are ready for help, they want help right now. And you're going to see this more in 2023. People don't want to wait to have help or to solve their problems. And the more we understand this, the more we see it's actually my duty to help the people who need help right now. The more you're going to see this old launch model of open cart, closed cart, and that's the only way you're running. It just doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work the way it did, because our best people, the people who are ready to be helped right now, they want their problem solved. And if I know that my company helps people set up their evergreen sales system, how could I make them wait? If I know that our company is the best at what we do, how could I make them wait and say, yeah, you have to wait 6 months from now? I can't do that. So it makes evergreen sales is so powerful because it provides an opportunity for you to help the people who want to be helped right now. And it provides an opportunity to be a business that receives cash flow every single week, just to be clear. So let's talk about what an evergreen funnel is, and then we'll talk about the 10 reasons you should start evergreen sales now and not wait. The simplest, well, in the 7 to 7, which is our formula that we teach you how to set up your fast cash funnels to your rich niche, we have various evergreen funnels. And what we teach to do is to start where you're at. Now, this is not like fancy marketing speak, but we teach you to start where you're at. So ultimately, we want everyone to be able to make 6 figures in revenue with an organic and an ads funnel, because it's both. We like to use both in tandem, but we start all our people where they're at right now. And the simplest way is we put an offer in front of the people who are in front of you right now. Really, a funnel is just a fancy way to say, hey, this is my sales system. This is how I talk to my people about what I have to offer. This is how I go from content to sale. That's the simplest definition of evergreen funnel. This is how I go from content to sale every single week. And the benefit of this is that it starts really, really simple, because we have to make sure week after week that it's working. And what we can do, what we teach you to do inside the 7 to 7, is to add in the complexity. But most people, and this is one of my reasons, most people start with like these complex launch funnels, and then they get to their launch and it didn't work how they wanted it to work. But you're doing it backwards. You need to start simple and then add layers of complexity. to get to where you want to go. And when I say complexity, I really just mean being able to generate more sales and to do it in a more scalable, sustainable way. So let's talk about the reasons you should start using Evergreen Sales. Well, the number one, it's simple. Now, I've had a lot of people who say to me that I don't know how you do this every week. I launched and I'm exhausted. And what I will tell you is that Evergreen is way more simple. And that's number one. It's simple. It's like if you ever learned how to ride a bike, or you ever did like a yoga certification, or you ever did student teaching. At first, when you're first doing it, it feels like, yes, more energy, right? But by the time you get really good at it, you can get into those yoga poses, or you can ride a bike, and you can do it very simply. So it actually is simple when you set it up in the right way. And we teach everyone, like we said, to start where they're at. So if you have an audience size, even if your audience is 100 people, 200 people, 500 people, 1,000 people, we always teach you how to set up your evergreen funnel with the audience you have right now. That's the first thing. So Evergreen is actually way more simpler. The second reason is it actually allows you to save time and energy. How do we do that? Well, because you're working on the same things week after week. Now, the cool thing is that it compounds and it gets better. You work on it and it gets better week after week after week. So guess what? 15 months, 16 months later, now that we've been working on that, every week of doing the same thing, of tracking the data, has allowed us to improve and have that quantum leap. But it's because we worked on the same things week after week and tried to make everything better little by little. Third reason you should start with Evergreen Sales right now is that it actually is a lot faster. It allows you to speed up the sale process, because when you're talking to your rich niche, you actually are talking to the people who are ready to go right now. And you're talking to the people who are ready to buy now. So you're going from content to sale a lot faster, because you're specifically speaking to the person who wants help. We're not talking to everyone. We're not talking to everyone in your audience. We're not talking to everyone. We are niching down to the person who wants help. And the fourth reason is, when you go evergreen, you do it in the right way, it actually allows you to deliver a better customer experience. Now, there's a lot to be said within the first hour, 24 hours, 48 hours of the buying process. After a customer makes a purchase, what happens within those 48 hours? They're already making judgments over whether they're going to stay with you long-term based on what happens. So when you have a phenomenal onboard process and you have a phenomenal customer experience, then it allows you to actually increase your long-term value of your client, because they're seeing, oh my gosh, they really care for me. They really see me. And when you're evergreen, you're working on the same thing time after time, week after week, month after month. It allows you to really work on your client delivery system so you can improve it. And number 5, Evergreen Sales can improve retention. And that kind of goes with number 4 around the idea that you can deliver a better customer experience. But in our onboard, we make sure that every client gets a individual email from our team welcoming them and helping them and making sure that they have a personalized approach. And that's why when you have Evergreen, you really can up-level everything you do, so you can deliver a phenomenal customer experience. And I'm starting to lose I always lose track of these numbers. Number 6, it gives you more control. Now, control is one of those things that it's like, well, do you ever have control? But like I shared in Elevate last week when we did our fast cash funnel training, is that we're all just trying to find our formula. And our formula is not good or bad, right or wrong. When you were in school, it took some of us longer to learn our math facts, right? There might have been that one math fact that you struggled with, like the sevens tables or the eights tables or the six tables. It doesn't mean anything about you if you took longer to memorize or to figure out the times tables. Your business is the same way. You're just trying to find your formula. But what happens is so many people add so many numbers to the formula and make it so much more complex that it's really hard to find your formula. And you don't actually know what number you're looking at because you got so many numbers in the formula. When you go evergreen and you keep it to the simplest formula possible, you have more control because you can actually say, okay, I'm working on this part of the formula. I'm working on my leads this week. I'm working on my sales this week. I'm working on this process. And you actually can improve it over time. So you're allowed to have more control over it because you realize, hey, I'm just trying to find the formula. I'm just trying to tweak the formula. Which brings me to my next number, which is the more you look at data, the more you realize it's not actually about you. It's not actually about you. It's about the numbers. It doesn't mean anything about me. Doesn't mean anything about me. It doesn't mean I'm good, bad, right, or wrong. It's just a number. So it allows you to actually build more resilience when you're looking at your numbers week after week, because you realize, hey, this isn't about me. These are just numbers. The numbers tell a story, but that story says nothing about me as a human. So it allows you to build a level of resilience that you don't have when you're only launching. And my next one is that it reduces stress during peak selling seasons. Now, I'm really big on regulating your nervous system. And for me, launching was just not kind to my nervous system because it was a need to do situation. I felt very stressed out because I felt like, oh my gosh, I need to launch. I need to make money. And Evergreen Sales, because I was working the same thing week after week, it was way less stress. So it can actually reduce stress because you can plan and because you have more control over your numbers and because you realize, hey, I'm just trying. I'm just trying to find the formula. It's a lot more chill overall. It's the best way I could put it. And my last reason you should start using Evergreen Sales is that obviously it increases your revenue. Once you find your formula, the sky is the limit. And we have this loop inside Elevate where we're trying to find our formula, we're trying to scale up, we're trying to improve our client experience. We're continuing to scale up, we're improving our client experience. We're continuing to scale up, we're improving our client experience. And week after week, we're looking at our numbers. So yes, we can make more money, but we can also continue to deliver amazing client transformations. So if this is something you're interested in and you know, hey, I would like to get off the launch roller coaster. I would like to scale up my months. I would like to save time and energy. I would like to deliver better client results. Then consider starting Evergreen and starting this now. And if you're interested in doing this with us, then just send us a DM with the word Evergreen and we will send you the info on how we can help.